In some slightly sad news, as you've all probably read in the title, um, the passing of Kahurangi Iritana Te Rangi. We'll probably play most of this, although there's probably a couple of points that I'll pause in.
As we reported earlier, Dame Iritana Te Rangi has died, aged 95. She was one of Māoridom's biggest advocates for Te Reo Māori, the educator spearheading the Kohanga Reo movement, helping to save the language from the brink of extinction. Our Māori Affairs correspondent, Tiana Mahuri Hanganui, reflects on her extraordinary life.
There was so for those of our audio listeners, it says if we don't fight, it won't just be the kohanga that dies.
There was no one quite like Dame Iritana, the no-nonsense former school teacher from the East Coast.
The best university in the world is Ngāti Pro. I said where everybody's a lecturer. Those old people, they tell you what to wear, when to do it, why da-da.
And just like her elders, she knew how to put up a fight.
When we're investing billions of dollars into fixing education, we have to wonder why we're getting worse rather than better.
Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like maybe that could still be relevant today? And this woman has been doing this was doing this for fucking a long time.
Over the course of her life, she fought for many things. Māori fishing rights in the Kermadec, the continuation of charter schools, and end to the
Did you notice in the background there? See if I can get it.
To the over-representation of Māori charter schools and...
Did you see the charter schools?
Mm-hmm.
Look who's there. Look who's there. Smarmy fucking prick. She had to deal with that cunt. So, like, man.
Just like, I won't look at his face. He is
of charter schools and end to the over-representation of Māori boys in state care.
Our children are here.
In the
our grandchildren are here.
1970s, when Te Reo Māori was in crisis, with less than 5% of Māori school children fluent in the language, she spearheaded the Kohanga Reo movement.
When the baby is born, put that child to the breast and start speaking the language.
The groundbreaking full immersion early learning centres first opened in 1982 and changed the trajectory of the Māori language. By 1994, there were 800 facilities nationwide, but a lack of funding, resources and autonomy was a constant.
Lack of funding, resources and autonomy back in 1994 was a problem. I was born in 1994.
Struggle.
We're sick of all these agencies coming in who don't understand what we're doing, want us to be something else.
And in 2011, she and other prominent Māori leaders took their grievances to the Waitangi Tribunal.
Kia whakahokia mai te waka.
You want the language to be put back into the hands of
Māori.
Its response to the Kohanga Reo claim said the Crown breached its treaty obligations to protect and sustain the model. But as a Kohanga Reo National Trustee, she faced her own scrutiny and struggles too, and in 2013 was rocked by a funding scandal.
We need to be assured that public monies are being used for the purposes that they were intended.
The Trust was cleared of misspending the following year, and the movement that was dear to her heart carried on. Now, 4 decades since the first Kohanga Reo opened, over 20% of Māori speak Te Reo as one of their first languages. And the woman who helped pave the way, who refused to let the language die all those years ago, will soon be laid to rest.
Once you give people dignity, once you let them know how important they are, once you get them believing in themselves, you can't stop them.
Te aniwa huri hanganui. One.
Oh, got to stop myself from crying again. My God, gets me every time. Yeah, it's just such an amazing, and I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but they said before the Kohanga Reo movement, less than 5% of Māori were able to speak Māori. It is now over 20%.
Yay!
And is something that many credit as being one of the, the very strongest cornerstones of, the revitalization of Te Reo Māori. And so, yeah, just she was such an amazing person. We obviously have to make sure that on the week of Waitangi, we talk about her a little bit, because there's actually a article I found that I will just bring up that talks a little bit about what she did in her life. And there's actually a really beautiful quote from her near the end. Yeah, she's received so many honors. She was a life member of the Māori Women's Welfare League, was made a companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2001, and a Dame companion in 2009 for her services to Māori education. I also, when I was looking into this, realized that here it says she retired in 1989. Only a few years after she spearheaded the Kohanga Reo movement. She did this her whole life. She spent her whole life dedicated to uplifting and doing everything she could for her people and for her mokopuna. Because and that's why it's she is a rangatira. And there was this really awesome quote here that says, I have never seen in my lifetime so many achievements as I've seen in these kohanga graduates, standing tall, speaking Māori. People always said, but what about English? The thing is, if you never had a teacher in this country, children would still learn English because it's all around them. Children are tremendous sponges. They can learn whatever is around. I'm very optimistic about the future if we get it right and keep on involving people the way we have done. Which is just, yeah, because we see it in hana. Hana is kohanga reo generation. There is Edu. They're kohanga and kurakaupapa kids. And they are the ones who are leading a lot of this next charge. And it's just really amazing that she was able to do all of that for us. So I just wanted to make sure that, we honored her memory. And I'm sure there's actually probably a lot of people who didn't even know who she was. So if you didn't know about her and you don't know much about the Kohanga Reo movement or the revitalization of Te Reo Māori, highly recommend looking into it. It is an amazing, albeit sometimes sad and depressing thing to learn about.